Hi everyone. So I want to talk about what it would be to have a perfect child as a parent. What would it be like to have a perfect child? So here I'm talking about every moment where you see your child is lacking, is struggling or resisting or attacking or creating havoc. What would it be like to have a perfect child? Having a perfect child would be like the child doing his or her chores, like taking the garbage outside, not because it makes you happy. The child isn't thinking that he wants to make you happy or he wants to avoid you screaming at them, or he or she wants to receive allowance or simply get it done out of frustration. A perfect child would take out the garbage outside because he or she knows that in order to put more garbage in, you have to take the garbage out. It's simply taking the garbage out so we can put more garbage in the bag. That's it. And when he or she cleans the dishes, he or she does it not because it's a chore or because you told him to or because you're rewarding him or her or punishing him or her, but because he or she knows that those plates need to be washed because then he or she and as well as everyone else can use them. How do we actually create people in this world? How do we create people who are driven to please others, who are driven to live for work, or live to be the center of attention, or be like egomaniacs, only caring about what's good for them? How do we create such people? And how do we create someone who does what is best for all, who is the perfect child, perfect person, who moves with understanding what's best for all? I suggest that it starts with how the child observes their parents or guardians, the people that take care of him or her. How the parent or guardian acts is how the child is what the child will observe, and that is all they will know, and they won't know any other way. If you give the child a way to observe what is best for all in action, observe the way of what's best for all. Observe doing things because it just makes sense to. Because it's really beneficial for you and others around you. Forgive that child that way. They will have that choice. They will have the opportunity, which they wouldn't have had otherwise. The child can only know what he or she knows. And the parent or guardian has the greatest power because a child is limited in its ability to move him or her. He or she is stuck where she is. There has to be someone else that picks him or her up and moves them, drives them around. So they're stuck with the parent, whether they like it or not. So it's really up to the parent, them and them alone, no one else can take responsibility for being able to give them the opportunity to become perfect. Perfect child, perfect person. And honestly, self-honestly, each of us knows that we won't be able to be the example that the child needs if we are not that example. So we each, as adults, need to become that example for the child, to actually become what is best for all in how we act, what we do, what we say, how we live, how we treat each other. Otherwise, a child won't have the opportunity to have that path before him or her to do what's best for all, to be what's best for all. They will only have the opportunities, the choices that you give them through who you are as example. No child is born as the perfect child or perfect human being. Every child is born as a blank slate, and being able to be created. And the parents are the creators. They are the ones responsible. If you look to your life, what you have lived since birth, who were you when you were 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year old, 4 year old, 5 year old? How did you become the person you are today? Where did it start? Do you know? Have you spent the time to learn, to remember? The process of a human being born and growing into an adult. That's the process we have all walked. All of us here are adults. And when we have a child, it's the same process. So if we do not understand the process of how we grew up from birth through into adult, understand how we became who we are, how can we really expect to successfully raise a child, create a person who is exactly in the way that's the best we can do. We cannot achieve what is best without preparing, understanding, figuring out what is best. So this is what needs to be done in order to create the best, the perfect child, person that does do what's best for all. We, each of us, have that power alone within ourselves to create who we are, each of us as individuals. And the greatest teacher knows that they do not really teach someone. They just help another see the truth for themselves. So the same goes with a child. All you have to do is to live your truth, which is the only truth, which is your real, self-honest, sincere, innocent being that is expressive, that is equal and one with every point of life in this existence. So the child is able to see the truth through you as an example. And so, having seen that, be able to see the truth of who they are within themselves. But first, you have to be able to see that within yourself. How can you show something to someone with you being an example if you're not able to live that example fully as yourself? You need to be able to understand what it means, what it takes, what it would require for you to really be self-honest, really live your realness, your honesty, your truth. This is something that we all know exists within everyone, within ourselves, but it has been kept away, pushed aside, forgotten, ignored. Yet it is always here, and will always be here. The truth of who we are. The truth of all of us together. See if you can remember the life that you have lived. See if you can piece together the puzzle that is you. And remember what it really meant to be real, to be here, to be standing within your own presence, in your own body. And finding a way to actually live that forever. Thank you.